Hi guys, this is Chris again. I'm back here with a small review of the Scribbler 3D pen. As you can see, I've got the red one. If you do like this video, by the end of it, please rate, comment, subscribe to this channel. I'll have more stuff like this. I've got game footage as well, all different stuff on my channel. So if you like it, just comment, rate, like, and also subscribe. So let's get to it. I'm gonna try and do this with one hand. So I'm gonna plug this in, so it goes straight into the back, and then so it goes just in there like that. So I thought before I do a review, I'll have a little play around with it. So I'll show you in a minute what I've done so far, but I'll show you the pen working. So as you can see there on the screen, if it focuses, so it's got a target temperature. It's currently set to PLA. So there's no filament in there at the moment, so I'm going to have to put my camera down in a second just so I can put some filament in. And I'm just going to be using the sample reels today. So let's get the temperatures going. I'm just going to pause it here for a minute. Sorry about the pause there, my camera just doesn't seem to want to work properly. So like I said, I've put some filament in. I'm going to start loading it through. So as you can hear, it's pulsing through. And it's set there for 170. It just flickers between different temperatures. So in a minute it will start coming out. Just gotta wait for it to get through the end. Obviously whatever filament that was in there from the start will come out first. Here it comes. So there's the blue coming out now. So then I'm just going to wipe this off. Don't touch the end because the end is quite hot. So just try and pull it off what you can. Right, so like I said, I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm trying my best to look at the camera and do it all at the same time. Right, so I'm going to just draw the standard 3D box, what people tend to draw. So I'll do a small one just so I'm not wasting too much filament. Right, let's get a bit of thicker line there. Right, so let's try and draw into the air. So drawing into the air you can do, but to be honest, the way this pen works for me personally is to use it layering rather than building up like this, because you have no control over what happens when you're building it up in the air like this. You've got to let things dry, things don't work properly. Obviously I'm doing some of these a bit too high, so I'm going to try and see if I can snip just a little bit of these off. Right, so I snipped a bit off, just so I can at least try. Oh, sorry, just trying to get a bit of excess off. Alright, so let's carry on. Right, I know it's not the best, doing it with one hand, no control over what I'm doing, just purely because I'm holding the camera with this hand and this hand's trying to draw. But to be honest, that's not too bad. I've got what's that dangling in front of the camera. Alright, so that's just a basic, what people tend to do with the 3D pen. I have learned something with the 3D pen as well. It's not the easiest thing in regards to mixing colours. But if you want small bits of mixed colour, put the colour you want the thing to start with in first, and then let it heat through, extrude a little bit, and then change the colour. And then when the old colour starts coming out, then start you doing whatever you're doing to get the two colours, because then the second colour will start coming through, mixing it in. So as you can see, that's what I've done here with the blue and the see-through colour. I've got some little bits here as well. Let me see if I can find them. I've got a brown, if we can focus in. So it's a brown that just here goes into gold, or like a brownie gold. So you can blend colours, but for small things only. So I have learnt that. To use the pen, straightforward. You put the filament in the end like you would normally do, just like that, and then feed it through with this button so it draws. To take the filament out, you've got to make sure that the thing's heated up to its maximum temperature for that type of plastic. So as you can see, it's gone past slightly now, but that's when you'd then press back. But you can also change these temperatures manually as well with these two buttons here. So you've got down and up for the different temperature. I'm at the moment, I'm not mucking about with those. I just want to use the temperatures that are set for the different plastics. So I'm going to just be using them. These buttons on here are to change the speed there. So you've got 6. So you press this one, it'll go down. As you see, it's going down. And then you can press it, go back up. And if you press both at the same time, I'm not going to do it because it's awkward to get it back to the one you want without turning it off. So press them both at the same time, it will change the PLA to ABS or ABS to PLA. You can take the nozzles out and change them over if you've got spare ones by clipping these black corners bits in. I believe one of mine's actually a bit clipped. Okay, it's clipped out a bit. But yeah, that's the pen itself. It's got a ceramic nozzle. It does get quite hot on the end, so don't tend to hold your finger on this bit here, because it does get hot, because I've done that. It's not burnt me, but it does get really hot. It's got a nice display as well, so it does show you quite well, the display. I'm going to show you what I tend to do when I'm drawing with a 3D pen. I'm going to just move the paper over because I ain't got space to muck about with the thing that I've got in there at the moment. Just take off this excess plastic, throw it down there. Right, so if I wanted to draw a cube, what I would tend to do is build it up in layers first, or build sides first. So we'll start with a side, let it extrude for a bit. So we'll draw the shape. I'll do a small one again, so I don't want to waste too much material. Obviously, if you use rulers and stuff like that, it'd be neater. But then what I tend to do is hold the thing in the middle and just wave it side to side, just to fill in the gap. Once I peel this off, I will be showing you a strength test as well. And also, with this gun, you can get 2 different textures. These textures that you're doing now, which is just your standard, obviously, drawing texture. But if you turn, and once you've taken it off of a flat surface, it's then quite flat on the other side. So that's a second texture in theory. So you could choose to use whichever side you wanted to use for your actual piece. So I'm going to let that cool down for a second, and I'll come back to you. Right guys, I'm back. It's cooled down enough for me to show you basically strength test on it. Like I said, I've got a bit of paper on there because that's what I'm using at the moment, but that can come off. You just need to wipe it with a bit of water. But as you can see, the texture on the back is quite smooth compared to obviously the texture on the front. So it's up to you, depending on what you're making, depends on what obviously texture I'd say to use. Because obviously that would be nice for like details and stuff like that. But if you just want nice flat surfaces, then the other side's obviously a bit better. But let's try and break this. I'm gonna see, it is a very tough piece of plastic. You can break it, but it takes a lot to break. Look at that. It takes a lot to break, and that's still not broken. It's just folded and bent. If I go again, I reckon it might. There we go. Got a bit of a crack out of it there. So it does take a lot to break, which is quite good. And this is PLA that I'm using here. The sample filament that comes with the actual device itself. Okay. So as you can see there, it's quite sturdy. Even like with one hand, you know, it's difficult to take apart. But it's a good little chester. Here's the piece that I've done a minute ago. That's still durable. Like, you know, you can bend it. It does snap in points after a while, so you can snap it. So let's get rid of them. Anyway, that's the sort of sample stuff that that you can do with a pen. Like I said, drawing up in the air like this is not worth the waste of your materials. You may as well draw it on the board, draw your shapes, build your shapes up, stick them together, and you'll see why it is good to. This is what I've done. So you got that. So it sticks together again. It sticks together. It's sturdy. It does bend a little bit, but if you get the right size, it does fit properly. Let me put it in the right place. Right, there you go. So you can do any sort of designs you wanted with rings, really. It comes off quite easily as well, as you can see. Got it right the way down there. So that's the ring. I just thought I'd have a little muck about with that. I did do a warrior, but my son's taking it to his nan's today. This is a butterfly that I've done for my daughter. Again, I started by just drawing the pieces first and then sticking them together after. So I drew the wing first. Yeah, and then the others, obviously, drew the second wing. So that's what it looks like from the point of the pen where it comes out, you know, and it's not on paper. So that's what that'll look like. Obviously, I've got the whole butterfly there now. But if you want a better sort of pattern, if you turn it over, the smoothness of the bottom, the textures that are coming out from that, it's crazy. It's good. So I like this texture here. So you can do all sorts of nice designs like that and then just flip the thing over and use that as your pattern. But I do advise that they do instantly start curling up when you peel them off the paper. But obviously I've stuck this like this because we want a butterfly to be 3D. So as you can see, it's curved. It's curved. So that's the butterfly. And then this is what I'm working on now. It's currently not ready at all yet. I've just literally done the wings. I've not done no body to it yet, but this is going to be my son's dragon. So as you can see, there's some nice wings there, and the different this is all PLA that I'm using at the moment. So I've got a brown PLA for this detail in here. It goes right to like the tips. Okay, so it goes all the way to the tips. You've got a gold PLA for the main wing part, and then obviously you've got black PLA for the outline. And what I'm testing out is I currently have some LED lights which I'm testing out. I'm just going to pause it for a minute. Right guys, sorry about the pause. I was just sort of sorting out my LED lights for a minute, because what I'm trying out, I want to work with this a bit more in the future. Got LED lights here. This is going to be difficult with one hand. Let's see if that's still any stickiness to that stick. There's no stickiness to it, so I'm going to try and do it with one hand. So what I'm trying to do is I've also got a clear filament as well. So I'm trying to do clear bits in the piece, so that when I do get LED lights that fit, then I can have things like this, like LED lights just glowing through like the certain points. So like that, yeah, you know, LED light glowing through there, going through there, you know, and there's one there as well. So, you know, having LED lights just glowing through the certain pieces, but I need to figure out how I can get them to fit in properly and get proper ones that work. But they're my wings for my son's dragon that I'm going to be building. Look forward to more videos with this dragon in it, because they will be coming out. I will be showing you what I've done at that point. I won't necessarily show you the actual dragon being made at this point, but each step, once I've built a new part and I've put bits together, I'll then start showing you the dragon coming along. But yeah, so I've got the dragon wings currently, I've got the butterfly and the ring. And like I said, I did make a little warrior thing just from like building upwards. It was awkward to control. It didn't look great. I did a little shield and a sword on it. But, you know, building it like this and putting the pieces together is your better option to get better control of what you want. I didn't show you the back of these ones. There's paper on these, so forgive the paper. But, again, the textures that you get from the flat surfaces that it sticks to, you know, you get some good textures there. But anyway, guys, that's the video. I've been Chris. If you did like this video, please comment, rate and subscribe this channel. Click the like button. The more likes and subscribers I get on this channel, the more stuff like this I'll do. And like I said, that was it's not the purple one, obviously, it's the red. Well, the red, they say red, but that looks more like a pink. My t-shirt's red. Don't look nowhere near the same, but you know, it's still a good pen. It's really nice to use. So yeah, I look forward to making more videos like this, using my proper filaments and showing you what I can do with this. Okay guys, thank you very much for the time, and as always, have fun.